Hi folks, there's some lights there on the trees. It's almost holiday time, and it's Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever, in this area, part of the United States. And you might see these nice plants, but actually this is all in a man-made concrete structure, and we need more space for the animals. We need more natural space. As we reduce the population on the planet, we need to reforest and get rid of so much concrete so that we have more drinking water. We have reversed the loss of species, which right now we have not done this. I'm saying we need to do this. And otherwise, if the trend continues, since we're wiping out species and we're losing drinking water as we pave over the planet, inevitably we're going to run into huge problems. And of course, in certain places they're already having water problems, and lack of natural space means not only do you lose species, but you don't even have enough space for food. So anyway, welcome. We got to reverse these trends. Welcome to the Excellent Universe channel. I know a lot of people, where you live is a nice place, maybe. Especially wealthier people living in wealthier nations. You might not consider yourself wealthy, but you compare yourself to the average person on the planet, maybe earning $6 a day equivalent. And guess what? You know, you're wealthy. You might have your own house with grass and a yard where you could grow vegetables. But a lot of people don't have that. Maybe at least 50% of people are renters, at least in the United States. And around the world, a lot of people don't have the space to grow food. And you have to understand that. A lot of places, I'm not saying everywhere is overpopulated, but the planet as a whole, yes, is overpopulated. We need to reforest. And what does that mean? Is as the population decreases, which it is now, and I'll talk about reasons why, as the population decreases, we can have companies that, yes, you have to pay them to tear down old useless structures that may be dangerous and turn them into places where you could have gardens, plants, animals. And so we can have a very positive trend, which is there's more space for everybody. Things are less expensive. Land and even housing, when we have fewer people, price of housing will come down, and food, everything will be more abundant and much better. And I'm not saying we need to reduce the population down to zero, certainly not, and we need to do it in a peaceful way. But anyway, for those of you who've never been here before, thanks for visiting and thanks for watching. Please click on the like button if you like the video, and that's the thumbs up button. Also, if you subscribe, if you comment and watch the video all the way, that will help other people to get these ideas, which are really going to help out ourselves and the people in the future. Because, a lot of people now, they're working so hard every day, but did you know back in the past, people maybe had to work 2 hours a day or 4 hours a day at their gathering, their hunting, or, even farming is very intense at certain times, planting. Of course, you have to tend to the weeds and everything, but harvest time, and then there's going to be a lot of free time. And but we've gotten away with that with machinery, where a lot of people, their health is declining because we're sitting down. We've got sedentary work, high-tech work, where a lot of it is computerized, and so it's just not healthy. People's health is declining, and so we work here at the Excellent Universe channel to have a better life, encourage all the ways to have a cleaner, nicer planet, country, living styles, and we give you the ideas. And please comment of your ideas so I can share them and do videos on those topics as well. So thank you. And oh, I don't know if I completely said it. If you do subscribe or click the thumbs up button, it helps other people to see the videos, and that's going to make everything a lot easier. But you also need to talk about these ideas, act them out, take action wherever you are, whether you work for government, you don't work, you can still talk to people, convince people, and take action on your own to reverse this terrible trend where, do we really want to wipe out all the plants and animals and all the diversity? No, we don't, because first of all, they're useful to us, but they also have value that we can't 100% predict. Plants, of course, create the oxygen that we need, and but animals, some people believe animals have rights, and it's sort of sad when a species is gone. It's like, oh, you can't, passenger pigeons are gone, you can't see them anymore, and different types of birds, hundreds of bird species have been lost. Even things like cheetahs, those fast-running, beautiful animals that I think are still in Africa, but getting way, way down because why? Too many people are taking over their land, killing the animals that the cheetahs require for food. And this is an ongoing process, but now with billions of people on the planet, the problem is accelerating to the point where, you might say, oh, there's still hundreds of them left, but that's not enough. You need genetic diversity for animals to survive well. And, so support national parks, and who knows, in the future, international parks, and just land that's not developed. As I've said before in other videos, at least it would be best and might be the only sustainable way is if every other square mile was left to be natural, can't develop it. And this has been done in certain places with parks where they say, okay, no new construction in this area. And as people move away naturally, you're going to have, if one house is abandoned or whatever, okay, that's your opportunity. Now that plot of land, because somebody passed away, maybe they didn't have children, or the children didn't want to live there, and since you don't allow new construction, then suddenly that property is able to be turned back to nature, and you can remove the structure, and there you go. You've got land. It's not hard. You've got the space for the plants and animals, so we can have hopefully more species. That should be the goal. We should have more plants, more fish, more creatures in the sea, on the land, in the air than in the past. More butterflies flying around. It's going to be wonderful. So, but right now we're still allowing people to not do this, and I'm not saying that we should do what China did with their one-child policy, but I'm saying we should have policies that encourage people, educate people, and help them to not have too many children, and also make them pay for their own children. Okay, right now we're paying people to have children in many places, and that aren't even taking care. They're not properly taking care of these children. And I know a lot of people think it's a good idea because, well, we need the labor of people that aren't that smart, and we're just going to have trouble without that labor. But I disagree. I don't think that's a good reason to encourage a lot of these single mothers and pay for their children. It's a terrible mess. First of all, don't you have compassion that you shouldn't, if you have compassion, you shouldn't encourage these children to be born that are not going to have a father in their home. It's sad, to just have one parent who also is not a very good parent. And I've known people in that situation. They struggle through life, go to jail, have trouble, emotional problems. They feel anger at their parents because they know it's just obvious that there are good families out there that were responsible, and they were married and they had children that they could provide for, and they had the income or the money to raise the children. And that's what we need to do. If we do that and protect children's rights to have two loving parents in the home as they grow up until they're grown, that's what we used to do, and we had much less crime. Even our health is declining now. Part of it is mental health, but things were better when we said, "Oh, you're married and you've got children. You people stay together and you work. Okay, if you have a health problem or whatever, well, turn to private charities. Okay, take care of yourself." And but having a monopoly, one government system supposedly providing everything is not a good idea, because they've proven time and again the government is not responsible with money. They waste most of it. 90% of the money is spent just on the employees, or maybe even more. And the money doesn't get to the people that really need it. But with private charity, you can have competition among charities, and you can have so-called watchdogs. And so when you have variety, that's where you get efficiency, and you're just not wasting, and you're not failing. Because if you're failing, then you're going to be caught by the media and get put out of business. But government grows over time, and it becomes like, even though people have good intentions, but it becomes a failure over time. And when you have just one provider and that one provider fails, you've got a huge disaster. Just a huge disaster. So you have to understand, monopoly is not good. Government is a monopoly in whatever it does. And sometimes it even outlaws competition. Like, you think that's not true? Look at the post office and who's allowed to deliver letters and postcards. Guess what? It's illegal for other people to do that. So, you people that keep thinking, "Oh, just vote for government and these government packages and programs is what we need," well, you're making a huge mistake, setting up the world for a huge disaster. What I'm talking about is more freedom, less government, more private solutions, and it's going to be the best, easiest way. And this message is out there, but the people that often tell this message actually vote for the big programs. They'll talk about it, but they don't act it out. And so you have to be very careful about who you elect, who you vote for. Okay. So anyway, that's the message. We need more open spaces, and we can create them. It's not a hard thing. Gradually over time, yeah, it may take centuries, but you know what? It's going to be the easiest, best way. So better planet, nicer life, and even we have to take care not to pollute outer space, because we're doing it right now, and it's going to cause huge trouble in the future. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and help spread the word. Take care. Bye now.